Hey, what's up, everybody? V-Dub here, and Happy New Year to everybody on here. And we are doing Week 18 coin toss video here. I did do two coin toss videos prior from Week 15 through 18, and then I did one for Weeks 17 and 18. And now we are down to the final week of the year of the NFL season, the 2023-2024 NFL season before playoffs start next weekend. Before we get into the coin toss, I'm going to go through the teams that are in as well as clinching scenarios. So let's see. In the AFC, the Dolphins have already clinched a playoff berth. They're going to get in at least as a wild card, but they will win the AFC East in a 2 seed should they get in. Should they beat the Buffalo Bills next week on Sunday Night Football, which is the final game of the regular season, by the way. Chiefs are in, but they are locked in that 3rd seed, as I did do a little bit of tinkering with this before just to see how things will play out with this generator. And the Chiefs, no way, win or lose, are going to be going anywhere but that 3rd seed. So the Ravens win, they get home field throughout the AFC playoffs. The Browns clinch a wild card. I believe they are locked into that 5th spot. In the NFC, you got the Cowboys and the Eagles that have clinched playoff berths, but they both have big games because both teams could still win. One of the two teams can win the NFC East in that 2 seed. But Dallas does have the upper hand. They win their game, they automatically get that 2 seed because they are a game ahead of the Eagles right now. Or they own a tiebreaker, I should say, over the Eagles, because the Eagles somehow just continue to sputter. And Dallas got that controversial win over Detroit. But I'm not going to get into that thing because that would probably be like a 3-hour video right there. And I don't want to bore you guys with that. You guys already know the situation. If you know, you know. See, the 49ers clinched the West and home field in the NFC. The Lions will clinch the NFC North, so they'll have their first ever playoff game at Ford Field. And think about it, that's over 20 years old, and they finally get a home playoff game coming up next week. Now, as far as clinching scenarios go, for the Buffalo Bills, it's simple. You win the AFC East and the number 2 seed if you win. You could still get in with a loss if Pittsburgh loses, and I believe maybe even Jacksonville loses, because there is a scenario where Buffalo would still get in even if they lose and Pittsburgh wins. And then Pittsburgh can clinch a wild card with either a Jacksonville with a win and losses by either Jacksonville or Buffalo. Now the NFC, you got a little bit more that I'm going to get into. Dallas, of course, let's say, clinches the NFC East and 2 seed with a win, or Philadelphia loss and tie. Philadelphia clinches the NFC East and 2 seed with a win, and Dallas loss or tie. Detroit can clinch the 2 seed with a win and losses by both the Cowboys and the Eagles, and also if both teams do tie. Tampa Bay can clinch the NFC South with a win, and I believe that's the only way they're going to be able to get into the playoffs, as they can't get into a wild card with 8 and 9. I don't think there is a scenario for them with a wild card. Atlanta or New Orleans can clinch the NFC South with a win, so the winner of that one can clinch the South with a win and a Tampa Bay loss. New Orleans, though, can still get into a wild card with a win and losses by both Seattle and Green Bay. Green Bay beats Chicago. They are in, and they can clinch the 6th seed if the Rams lose, in which, by the way, the Rams did clinch a playoff berth yesterday too. So Seattle, they can get in with the win and Green Bay loss. And then Minnesota, despite getting blown out last night, they still have a way to get in too. but they need to get a win, and they need a lot of help because they need Green Bay, New Orleans, and Seattle to lose. And that is all the scenarios that I'm going into. And now here's the fun part. We're going to start off with, let's start off with a game we'll start off with a couple of games that bear no meaning here. Let's start off with Jets and the Patriots. Neither team's going to go to the playoffs. It's not going to do anything with the playoff. We'll give that goes to the Patriots there. I think here's another game that has very little meaning here, and that is the Browns Bengals. Sorry about that, guys. And the Browns will get the win anyway. Let me see another game. Let me see. The Raiders do have a little bit of meaning. Both teams are not going, but some teams could play. Both teams could still play spoiler for a couple of teams here. So I'll leave that a little bit later on. Let's start off with a meaningful game. We'll go with the NFC South as we go to Nolans, Falcons, Saints. Let's see here. And the Falcons will get the win, and the Saints are eliminated. And you can also put one check off for the Vikings in their favor. So let's see. Bucks, Panthers. And the coin will go to heads, and the Panthers will get the win, and the Atlanta Falcons will win the NFC South and get that 4th seed with a losing record for the second year in a row. The NFC South winner will get a losing record. At least this is from the coin toss. Let me see here. Let's go to the NFC South games now. Or no, let's go to the first. Let's go to the last AFC North game between Steelers and the Ravens, and the Steelers will momentarily get in right now. But as I said, they need either Buffalo or Jacksonville to lose. But first, we're going to go to Indy and Houston. Winner of that game goes to the playoffs as a wild card at least. The loser will be eliminated. And the Colts will win. So Colts are momentarily in the AFC South lead by a half a game. Jacksonville not in yet, but we'll see though. They go to Tennessee. Can the Titans play spoiler? And they do. And that gives and that does give the Steelers a playoff berth as well as the Bills. I believe the Bills will get in regardless now. And the Colts will win the AFC South. Let's see here. Let's go get the AFC West as we start off with the Raiders. Let's start off Raiders Broncos here. I didn't announce it, so I'm going to do a retoss there. Broncos will get the win. And now we go to Chiefs Chargers. Chiefs will get the win there. They go to 11-6, so as I said, they're locked into that 3rd spot regardless if they would have won or lost. And let's see here, we got one more game in the AFC, and that is the final game of the week, final game of the regular season. Bills Dolphins from Miami, and the Bills will get the win in this one. And now the Miami will be relegated to go to Kansas City, while the Bills will get the 2 seed, taking on Pittsburgh. We have Cleveland at Indianapolis, and of course Baltimore gets that 1 spot. And now let's go to certain games here. Now let's check out the Lions and the Vikings. And this is it. Vikings need a win here. They will not get the win, and they are done. So the Lions still momentarily do have the 2 seed. So now let's go the first NFC matchup, Eagles-Giants. And the Giants will get the upset win. So the Cowboys will win the NFC East. Now, will they get they're in Washington, will they get the 2 seed? They will. And now we're going to go to the Niners-Rams because both teams are already in. Niners will get the win. And the reason why I'm doing this is because the Rams lose. And now there is a shot for the Packers to move into that 6th spot and go to Detroit and send the Rams to Dallas. But first, we are going to go to Seattle and Arizona. Seattle at Arizona, and Seattle does get the win. Seattle. And now we got one more game left. Bears-Packers for that last wild card spot. And the Packers will get the win. So they send Seattle home, and Green Bay will send Los Angeles to Dallas. So we look over here now. The AFC, once again. Baltimore, number 1 seed. Pittsburgh at the 7th seed at number 2, Miami. Or number 2, Buffalo, I should say. Number 6, Miami at number 3, Kansas City. Number 5, Cleveland at number 4, Indianapolis. And then we'll see here now in the NFC, San Francisco, the top seed. 7th seed, Los Angeles at number 2 seed, Dallas. Number 6 seed, Green Bay at number 3 seed, Detroit. Number 5 seed, Philadelphia at number 4 seed, Atlanta. And that is how the coin lands. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know how you think about this. And then coming up tomorrow, we will be going back to some CCBA action. You can go follow me on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/VDub Productions as we have the Pittsburgh Snowmen at the New Jersey FGs. That will probably be around 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, maybe 8 p.m. Eastern, depending on how stuff gets done around the area, if I have time to start at 8 p.m. Eastern. Until then, I hope you guys take care. Happy New Year, everybody. Peace out, Paisans.